Hey guys, coming at you with another fidget spinner review, and this one's kind of a different review. It'll be a little bit longer because I was contacted by a gentleman named Sean from, let's see what packager, RedDotWonders, and he has an Etsy shop, which is RedDotWonders.com, and his story kind of hits home with me because my best friend is a motorcycle rider, and Sean was injured in a motorcycle accident. He was run off the road in Utah by a driver who was not paying attention. He was using his cell phone, and the driver left the scene, and Sean went off the road and was pretty badly messed up. So when he told me his story, I wanted to share his spinners. He's using his 3D printed spinners to pay for his medical bills. And like I said, my best friend has been riding motorcycle for about 6 years now, solely riding motorcycles. He has two. He has no cars, and he regularly takes these long, multi-week trips on his bike, thousands of miles on his trip. So I'm always worried that he's not going to come back one day. So let me unbox this one right here. You'll see what I'm seeing from scratch because I have not opened this package up. I've been waiting. I like to do a completely spontaneous review if I can. See if I can keep this on camera and keep this. You can tell my old knife here is not the sharpest in the world, but I think it's kind of cool looking. I bought this butterfly knife back in, geez, I don't know, sometime in the 80s. I wouldn't buy one now. This thing is heavy and massive. At the time in Texas, it was legal to purchase them, but not legal to carry them. I don't know what the law is now, but I don't carry this around on me. I just use it for decorative purposes. And I thought it was really kind of cool when I found it the other day digging some stuff out, so I thought I'd start using it on camera. And it also helps me because when I keep the knives like this and my rock over here, it lets me keep everything in frame. I know where everything is. I don't have to worry about looking at the little camera, the top of my phone that I'm using for my second camera. So let's drop these out. One of the things I did like about Sean's website was that he gives you a choice of bearings. You can either get the standard ABEC stainless steel bearings, or you can get hybrid ceramics. He gives you your choice. He does use ABEC 9s, which are the top of the line bearings as far as I can tell. ABEC 9s are the most precise of the bearings. And if you don't remember my last video or didn't watch it, ABECs are rated from 1 to 9, 1 being the loosest standards, and 9 being the very top. And there is an ABEC 11 out there, but it's a special order bearing. You can't just get it anywhere. So let's see, here he is. I'll go ahead and put this on camera since he did include his business card. I wasn't going to say his last name, but since he did put it on his business card, I feel it's kind of, he wants it out there. So here we go. Give you a good look at that. RedDotWonders.com. There's his phone number, his email address. I encourage you to check out his Etsy shop. It is just the same name, RedDotWonders.com. It will, even though it sounds like a website name, it will redirect you to his Etsy shop, and you'll see all his stuff. Let's see what's on the back here. He's got a really cool card. These are obviously his spinners, his 3D printed spinners. He uses a different kind of material to print his spinners. Let me look it up on the paper here again. It's called PETG, which is a much more durable and strong heat-resistant filament that he uses. So what the advantage of the PETG is, it's a higher heat resistance. So if you're in Texas and you leave your spinner in the car, it's not going to melt. If you're in Texas, you know what I mean. It's 95 degrees. It gets to be like 110, 120 degrees in a car real easily. So I've had VHS tapes back in the 80s. People would leave their VHS tapes in the cars or CDs in the cars, come back out, find them in all kinds of warped shapes. so your spinner will not warp in the car using this material. So this one, I do like these little bags. There's this little logo on the bag too. Really cool bags. I think I'm really torn between liking the boxes that have the cutouts for the inserted spinners, or the bags. I like them both. So But eventually what happens is I wind up putting them in a carry case of some type anyway. So whether it's a bag or a box, they look nice, but I wind up putting them in my own zipper little cases. So let me get that out of the way. And I'm not sure which one each one is. There's three of them. These two look about the same size. I'm not going to unbox it just yet. Oh, this is I can tell by the way this one feels. It's going to be a chain gear. So let me look up. This is called. I've got I believe it's called the Classic Mini. It does either come with well, it comes with chrome steel counterweights, and this one's a budget-friendly, everyday carry spinner. It's small enough to fit in your pocket, but it does have very thick caps, so it's really easy to hang on to. Makes it a good tabletop spinner, as well as just a normal everyday spinner. I like the way it is ergonomically designed. I've had some spinners where I didn't think about this at first, but there are some spinners I ran across that when you go to flick it with your finger like that, the design was such that you would flick it, but there was not enough curve right there, and your finger would slip off, and so you'd only get half the effort. But this one, definitely, your finger definitely fits into that little notch right there really well, so you can get a good spin going on. Let's see if the caps come off easily or difficult. It feels like they will come off with a little bit of effort. So this has got these steel bearings in it. Let me turn it over real quick. I do like this iridescent red color. That's pretty cool. I like that. So these are the kind of steel bearings with a bearing cage in there. So these will need most likely will need a little bit of oil over time. Otherwise they will start to, I don't know, they'll kind of get a little bit of a scratchy feeling to them. Oops, sorry about that. I bounced my camera, bounced my phone. I switched out my tripod for this angling kind of arm on a wire or a piece of metal that is kind of springy. So if I bang my phone, it's going to bounce a little bit. But yeah, you can see the strobe effect. It's got that dual strobe effect going on. I think it looks very, very nice. So yeah, it's almost like a big piece of rock candy in the coloration. It's almost edible. So yeah, that's the first one in the bunch. And oh, I didn't realize that the bearings actually roll. I didn't think about that. I figured they were just in there, you know. But you can actually, if you're a fidgeter and you like to fidget with your bearings, I mean, you can sit there and just worry with it all day long, or you can do the caps. Caps are okay. That's how sometimes when want to stay inconspicuous on mine and don't want to pull it out in public, I will sit there and take my thumb and just roll around the cap of my spinner. So this one, you got two options. You got the caps or you got the bearings to fiddle with. So let me put that one to one side over here. And let's pull out the second one. I want to, since these are, since I accidentally started with the smallest one, I'll go to the next in size and kind of exercise my OCD demons about going in order. Yeah, cool. And this one, I believe, is called the Mini Cog and Chain Spinner. It is a 3/4 inch thick spinner, and it's 1.9 inches in diameter. So it's another one spinner that's good for small hands. It has he's saying it spins for 2 to 4 minutes depending on the bearing option. So this, again, you can get this one with the steel bearings or you can get this with hybrid ceramics. And I believe he told me he was sending this one with his premium hybrid ceramic bearings. And based on the way this thing is spinning already, I'm guessing that it's hybrid ceramics in there. It just has a feel to it, and it just has a spin time to it. And it's a fairly weighty spinner. But it is cool. Look at the chain links. These are oversized links. This is not your standard bicycle chain links. I've seen some chain links at my local hardware store which were really massive, that were for industrial use or at least commercial use. And I thought about buying some of those links to build one like this, but honestly I'm too lazy to try to make my own chain link spinner. Although they do look cool. Let's see if I can get the caps off. This is going to be a little bit tougher because the edge of the chain overlaps the edge of the spinner cap, so I'm going to try to carefully pry that out of there and try to get it, you know, kind of evenly pry on each side so that I don't break the any part of the internal part of the cap, because if you see my previous 3D printed spinner video, the little boy who made those was very obsessive compulsive about the caps, and once they were on, they were never coming off. Well, I may not be able to get this one off. I'm hoping I can, so I can show you the bearings. It does feel like it's coming off, so just be a little bit patient with me here. Trying not to permanently damage these, because I do plan on giving these 3 spinners away to one lucky winner. And here comes the cap. There you go. So I managed to get it off there with no damage to it, so the lucky winner will get an undamaged spinner. Hopefully the third one will be the same way, that I can get it undamaged off. So there you go. This one has white ceramic bearings. Looks like this one has 7. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 7 ceramic bearings in there. It is the hybrid ceramics. Does spin very nice. Does spin very smooth. There's no clickiness. I don't know if you heard that or not, but the cap snapped back in place. I wouldn't attempt to take that cap off too many times. I'm sure it will come off more and more, you know, but why take a chance? Unless you want to switch the bearings out, and I don't know why you'd want to switch it out for stainless steel, but everyone has their own preference. See if I can get the focus in right. Doesn't feel like it's focusing right. Hopefully it is focusing properly. It may just be the angle of my vision on the camera. But you can see this thing is spinning for a long time. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and get my my phone out with the timer, and we'll see just how long this one spins. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back again. And let's see if I can get this thing propped up properly without too much of a glare from the lights on it. And get that out of the way in case I accidentally pull the cord and yank the phone off the table. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Let's see here now. Let's see if I'm going to get it all together. I'm going to actually zoom in a little bit more if I can. Get everything back in frame. And keep scooting and reframing. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit harder to spin than normal for me, because I do believe there's not as much of a, well, since it's not as big, it's going to be a little bit tougher to spin this sucker. It doesn't have the lobes on it. So I may not be able to get as good a typical spin going on this one, but it should spin pretty good. So let me hit this thing up. And I messed up. Come on now. And as you can hear, my little stone plate here is reflecting the sound. But it is spinning pretty good, considering that I can, you know, I'm not able to get a typical amount of force on it when I spin it. And I've heard that spinners will spin differently, whether they're vertically or horizontal. So I don't think this was really a fair test for it. I'm going to try holding it, since this is a different shape than normal. Yeah, so it's got 40 seconds on there. I'm going to reset this thing, and I'm going to hold it and spin it and let you see the results. Must zoom back out a bit here so that I get my hand in the frame and stop the camera from shaking. Definitely got to figure out a better tripod that has a way of letting me put the camera out above the plate here and without showing the tripod legs. It drives me crazy. So let me spin this up, and we'll do it horizontally, and then we'll do it vertically. See if there's a difference in spin times. And remember, these do need a little bit of a break-in period so that the oil, any excess oil that might be in there gets pushed out, and if the bearings will polish the inside of the stainless or the steel housing. Nope. So this one, this looks like it's going to get about a right there at 40 seconds again. Now you got to give it a little bit of leeway on this one because it does not have the length and the extensions on the side of it like a lobed spinner will have. So let's reset it again, and I will do a vertical spin and see if we get a better spin on that. I do like the sound of it though. So as you can see, this one actually does spin better when held vertically as opposed to horizontally. So it is achieving his stated times of 1 to 2 minutes. And as you use this spinner a bit, let me stop that. So easily 1 minute and 11 seconds. That's pretty cool for such a small spinner. Yeah, let me move on to the next one here. And let me reset that right quick before I forget. Or it's kind of, I don't want to accidentally do the next spin test and tap it and start from 1 minute 12 and throw things off. Let me open this one up here, and this one is the big monster honkin' spinner. This one also is, I believe he told me he's going to would send this one with the hybrid ceramics. And here's the mini compared to the monster. This big one is, what is it called? I got it written down here someplace. It's called the Cog Chain Spinner. This is just the normal name, not the mini, but the Cog and Chain Spinner. And it is massive. It feels nice. I like that. It's got extra thick finger pads on it, just like the mini, just like this one. They're the same. They look like they're the same thickness, but the difference is this one's quite a bit weightier. It does feel really nice when it's spinning. I like the smoothness of it. I don't know what it is, but I like the feel of the chain too. I like the way the pins and the chain feel. I like the way the blue comes through on the chain. I like the spokes. And you can also, since this one has much more space right here, it's easier to get to the caps. So I'm going to see if I can't ease that out. See, it does come out easier. It's got nice, big, deep pins on the caps, so won't have to worry about the caps coming off anytime soon or easily. And there's the back side of the hybrid ceramic bearing. There's the inside. This one's also got the 7 bearing hybrid ceramic. And look at the flashiness of the blue on there. That's pretty cool. That I'm not sure if it's got sparkles built into the filament, or if that's just the light reflecting off of the we call it the grain of the finished spinner. But I think it's a little bit of both, maybe. No, I'm leaning towards is the pattern of the filament that is left on here. So let me put the caps back on here. And we'll do another strobe test on it. Let you see the strobe effect on it. So I can get those in there. Give it a good firm push. bring up my phone. Bring that back up. Come on, phone. There you go. Let me do a strobe test and let you see how it looks in the light, how the light reflects off of it. Oh, there's a good one. That's a good angle in the light. That's pretty cool. And this one, I mean, it's virtually silent. I don't hear anything. I can feel the bearings tapping a little bit in there, or rolling around a little bit in there, which I do like. Usually I like a buttery smooth feeling, but also sometimes I like feedback. This is one of the times where I do like feedback. You can see the spokes in there going. Hopefully this is in focus, because from my angle, my phone camera does not look like it's in focus very well. Hopefully it is. So, put this one down, and we will try doing a spin test on it. Hopefully this is a whole lot better, since I do have the more to work with here to get my finger on, even though it is still kind of a tight shot here, trying to keep everything in focus. So let me see what happens. And that was not a full force spin either. That was just as much as I could get my finger on it. And if my thoughts are correct, then this probably is not going to spin as long horizontally as it will vertically. So this may be a much better spinner to spin vertically than horizontally. So it is slowing down pretty quickly. Did getting a few more seconds than the first spin of the mini cog. So just a couple of seconds short of 1 minute. So let me reset this, and I'm going to do a full power spin in the vertical mode. I'm going to try to hold it completely vertical. I did not manage to do that in the last one. I accidentally twisted it a couple times. This one does not feel like it's slowing down very quickly. And again, this one is right out of the package, so it does have some oil in there. And as the ceramic bearings are used, it will polish the inside of the steel housing and push any debris or any oil or anything that might be slowing the bearings down. And it's still rolling pretty good. There you go, minute and 5 seconds. So it did break the 1 minute mark. It is a cool looking spinner. Hopefully you'll like it too. I do like them. One thing I do like about 3D printed spinners is they are made one at a time, and they can be customized with the ability to switch out the filament. I mean, it's like switching out the string on a weed eater. You can just change your colors in a heartbeat. You're not locked into one particular color. You can change out actually the shape and the styles of the spinner pretty quickly with your computer. So yeah, these are really cool spinners. I like them a lot. Some lucky person is going to get all 3 of these. If I can get my hand all the way in there. I still got it zoomed in, so it's a little bit tougher than I thought to show you these things. Yeah, so if you get a chance, check out Sean's Etsy shop. It is, and I have forgotten the name of the shop again. That's one of the bad things about my memory. RedDotWonders. That's it. I'll actually put the RedDotWonders URL in the description box below, and I'll include Sean's story so you get a little bit more background information on him and how he's trying to pay his medical bills with production of fidget spinners. He does give you several options on your spinners, and one other thing. Let's see. There was one. It was the shipping charge is what I was impressed with. The entire order ships for $2, no matter how many spinners you order, which is pretty cool. Because usually when I'm shipping out my weekly giveaways, my minimum I paid is $3.50 or $3.80, and I've paid as much as $28 to ship them out, depending on where in the world it was going to go. So $2, he's actually taking a bit of a charge on himself to save you a little bit of money, unless he's got a special deal worked out with the post office, which most likely he doesn't, because he's a small one-man shop, I believe. So yeah, I'm gonna throw up some screenshots of his Etsy shop so you can see all the kinds of spinners he offers, and hopefully you'll go visit his shop, buy a few spinners, help him pay for some of his medical bills. And please, when you're out there on the road, be aware of the motorcycles around you. I have ridden a motorcycle before. I was never a, quote, motorcycle rider. It's more like I was just on the bike trying to hang on. So I never could get comfortable on a bike. So I tried 2 different bikes and never got used to the feeling of being on the road, always being paranoid about the people around me. My head's always on swivel, looking to see who's coming up behind me, who's beside me. Is this guy going to change lanes without looking? Is he going to change lanes without giving me a signal? Somebody got to come up behind me and bump my back tire because they're not paying attention to the road. So yeah, please, when you're on the highway, look out for the motorcycle riders. They got a right to the road. They do pay. They pay for the road taxes just like we do, even though they're smaller bikes. So that's all for this review, and I will talk to you later.